Look, and that means it's time for the XRL. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the latest round of X1's Extreme Racing League, sponsored by CD Keys and Ants 3D. And with me, I've got a co-commentator for the first time in quite a while, and he's making his commentary debut this evening, Mr. Harry Willits. Harry, welcome to the XRL, and welcome to the commentary this evening. Yeah, absolutely. So, whereabouts are you from? Just let's break the ice. Let's get things out of the way. So, whereabouts are you from? Excellent. Big Bonnie, Scotland. I was like, worst Scottish accent ever from me, if I was a comic book guy. But nevertheless, here we are. It is round 8 this evening, and we are at the Gilles Villeneuve circuit in Canada. Now, this circuit has delivered a lot of drama over the years. Mansell's last lap retirement in 1991, the infamous Wall of Champions in 1999, and then, of course, that epic climax with one of the best races in recent memory, 2011, Jenson Button and Sebastian Vettel. So everyone's readying up now. It looks like we've just got the one Mercedes driver this evening. So let's just quick and actually scratch that. We have our last driver in. So let's just go from the bottom of the grid to the top. Right. So we've got Masterplane and JBL for Williams, Haas and Sasha for Haas, Sack and Sasha for Haas, Ledger and Jazziello for Alfa Romeo, Remixo and Penku for Racing Point, Hurricane and Anderson for AlphaTauri, Jaleb and Lopez for Renault, Nilsson and Path, Danny and Erdica, Mon and Ollie, and we've got team up for Mercedes. Because I'm pretty sure we managed to get that last Mercedes slot filled. I might be wrong on that one. Just the one ban. Just the one ban to inform you guys of. It's we've got Wise. It's just the one. It's just the one ban to inform you guys of. Wise is going to be serving a qualifying ban, but he'll be serving that in X2 later this evening at 8 p.m. So yeah, like I said, it's Canada this evening. You looking forward to this track? And we've got the stream chat has already come alive. We've got 5 nerds go in the chat saying Fradders for the win. I don't see his name on the lineup. I might be wrong on that one. And yeah, Zolas just reminded him that that Fridays is actually in X3, who are actually getting underway just now as well. So like I said, look at that, it's just 19 drivers, just the one Mercedes slot that is vacant. And because there's only 19 drivers with us, we'll be losing the slowest 4 cars from this first part of qualifying instead of the usual 5. And we've got a couple of drivers going out onto the track already. We've got a Renault and a McLaren. So while we're waiting for drivers to go out on track to start their laps, let's quickly run through what's happening as far as the championship is concerned. First off, we have got, so I'll just rattle through the top 10 for the Drivers' Championship. We've got Philip Nilsson at the top with 124 points. Path with 81 points. Sack not too far behind on 77. Cyclone with 59. Ledger with 48, Masterplane with 36, Ultimate with 30, Lopez with 26, Danny with 22, JBL with 20, and that's the top 10 for the Drivers' Championship at the moment. And I've just spotted that Minea has just made it for qualifying, so we are going to have a full grid. So we're going to be back to slowest 5 cars in this first part of qualifying. In the Constructors' Championship, we've got McLaren running away with the championship with 205 points, Haas 138, Racing Point 94, Alfa Romeo 82, Williams 56, Ferrari 51, Red Bull 35, Renault 34, and Mercedes 21, and AlphaTauri at the bottom of the pack with 19. So let's ride on board with their path for a lap round this legendary circuit. It's one of the shorter circuits on the calendar. He's just gone through turn 7 there. He's got the second DRS straight. And then we go turns 8 and 9. Don't want to take too much curb, otherwise you risk spinning it into the wall. And then he comes up to the hairpin. Now, this, like I said, this is where Nigel Mansell stalled his car in 1991, resulting in him losing out on the win. And this is the third of the DRS zones down this back straight. And then up to the final chicane. Careful through here, otherwise you end up into that wall of champions path. First time of the day, and across the line with a 108.852. That's not good. Definitely not good for the boss. It looks like we've got a few other drivers that invalidated their laps. Sack manages to go second with a 109.495. He'll be happy with that time for the moment. Let's see what Penku can pull out of the bag in the Pink Panthers of the Racing Point. So one of the biggest stories coming out of Formula One this week is the concern that George Russell, who drives for Williams, for those that are relatively new to the sport, George Russell may not have a seat in Formula One next season. Which has brought into question some of the business practices that Mercedes have, as Penku goes second ahead of Sack with a 109.454. It's brought into question some of the business practices that Mercedes have with their junior academy drivers, that the junior academy drivers are not getting a proper chance to race for the higher up teams. Well, I think it's going to be an inevitability at this point, because Schumacher, he's not far off winning the Formula 2 championship. There's just a couple of races to go. You've got the standard international circuit in Bahrain, and then afterwards, the following week, you've got the oval layout of the circuit for the final round of the Formula 2 championship. So Parthas retired from this session. He's more than happy with his time. And talking of times, what time do you reckon we'll be looking for from these drivers to ensure they get through into Q2? And it looks like, so we've got Nilsson down to Ollie. They've got 109s. low to mid 109, so they should be relatively comfortable into the second part of qualifying. And Erdika, he scraped the wall, lost an end plate. And that has caused him to invalidate his lap. He scraped it against the wall of champions. And he's not, and the lap he's on right now has also been invalidated as well. That is not what he needed. Yellow flags in sectors 2 and 3. I think that's one of the Alfa Romeos. Not sure which one specifically. Yeah. I think that was just a case of him just letting the faster cars through. But of course, if he stayed stationary for too long, he would have run the risk of being disqualified from the session. Ledge is actually my teammate for AlphaTauri in the Allied Racing League, which is one of our sub leagues. You can see that play out tomorrow night on the Allied Racing League Twitch channel at about 7 p.m. UK time, where we'll be heading to Le Castellet, Paul Ricard in France. Minaya lucky to avoid any damage. It was just gliding. I think it was just a little kissing the wall, not hugging it. Let's right on board with him. And he's having to slow down. He's gotta let some of the guys through. Well, that'll be that lap up in smoke somewhat. So with this being your first night in XRL, have you been watching the XRL races this season? Yeah. I've just got a message through from Zola that apparently you haven't got your audio included, Harry. Double check things on my end. Master playing currently 9th with a 109.887. Should see him through to qualify. Should see him through to Q2. We've got a few drivers. You've got Tamer, Erdika, Anderson, Remixo, and JBL yet to get a lap time in. Minaya in the process of getting a lap time in as well. So we have a few drivers here from Romania. They've got their own XRL League, XRL Romania. I know Anderson's left the session. I think he's encountered some technical gremlins. Not the first time we've seen that this season. And Minaya manages to get a lap in. He got a 1:10.640. See what his teammate Tamer can pull out of the bag. There's still 7 minutes to go. We've still got plenty of time to get a lap in. Very nicely done through the chicane there for Tamer. And he comes across the line with a 1:10.063. Not quite in the clear yet. We've got Anderson back in the session now. So the drivers that are in the drop zone at the moment are Erdika, Jaleb, Anderson, Remixo, and JBL. They haven't set a lap time yet. Got Erdika coming up to the final chicane now. Just coming down the back straight. Clocks out at 207 miles an hour through the speed trap. And he comes across the line. He gets a 109.800. Puts him between Ollie and Ledger in 11th place. I would imagine he'll be relatively happy with that lap. With Jaleb coming through to finish his lap. Slightly tighter line through that final chicane than most. And he gets a 111.755. Was 18th, stays 18th. JBL coming through. Oh, and he's invalidated, and that means his next lap will be invalidated as well. It would have been a 109.293, which would have put him 7th. Like I said, that last lap and this current one he's on right now will be invalidated, and more technical issues for Anderson. Not what he would have wanted. Master Plane's retired from the session. He's happy with his time. I think this is the point in the session where you're going to see a lot of the drivers that are near the top of the standings retire from the session, given the fact that they're relatively happy with their times. Nilsson's just done that. About 4 minutes to go. There's still time to improve on your lap times. But I don't think Anderson's going to be able to take part in qualifying at all. With the fact that he's got technical gremlins. He's back into the lobby, but is he going to be able to get a lap time in? Sasha doesn't quite improve on their time. They stay 17th. So I would imagine if you want to improve on your lap time and you're in danger of being eliminated, I would strongly suggest heading out round about now, because you're looking at about 2.5 minutes. You're looking at about 1.5 minutes to get round the track. To start your flying lap, and then it takes about a minute 10 or so to do the lap itself. So you're looking at like I say, you're looking at roundabout now to get yourself out onto the track to get a lap time in. And as I say that, JBL's coming out of the pits. He's gonna have a crack. So as it stands in the drop zone is Danny, Minea, Jaleb, Anderson, and JBL. I don't think Anderson is going to be able to get out on track. Actually, I think he is out on track now. No, that's Hurricane actually. There's 1.5 minutes to go. I don't think Anderson's going to get out for a lap. So Anderson's out of qualifying. Who's going to be joining him on the sidelines for Q2? And all is retired from the session. He's happy with his time. So got everyone. So Erdika isn't going out for another lap. He's going to take his chances. So Anderson just cannot catch a break with his technical issues right now. We've got Ledger, Tamer, Hurricane, Danny, Minea, Jaleb, and JBL all out on track at the moment. But the big question is, are they going to be able to improve on their lap times? JBL will be praying that he doesn't get a lap time invalidated here. Because if he does, that'll be him out of qualifying. Through the chicane very cleanly. What time's he going to pull out of the bag? He's in danger. It's a 1:10.031. He's in danger of elimination. Checkered flag is out. And Minea's invalidated their lap, so they're out. Hurricane's on a lap. Could they knock Tamer out? Relatively clean through that final corner and across the line. And Hurricane knocks Tamer out. Danny's a little bit down in Sector 2. He's got a lot of ground to make up. I don't think he's... No, he's out of fuel. He's run out of fuel, so Danny's out. So that's it. It's Tamer, Danny, Minea, Jaleb, and Anderson out of qualifying. Hurricane and JBL are going to be breathing huge sighs of relief. I think safe to say Anderson is going to be pretty frustrated with himself. Anderson is definitely going to have some frustration in the system in regards to his technical issues. He would have wanted to get a lap in. He has been very consistent with his performances in X1 this season. He's a full-time driver in X2. He was my commentary partner this season until I went through a spell where I had to do a few races by myself. But he's taken to X1. He's taken to X1 like a duck to water. He's done well. So I would imagine he would. I would imagine he would be okay heading. I would imagine he should be okay heading to X1 next season. I've just been informed by Zola that Matt got kicked and he couldn't get back in, so it's a complete restart for Anderson. And that is... And it looks like we have encountered technical issues on our end as well, as we've still got cars out on track, even though the clock has essentially hit 0. I think this is the first time we've encountered major issues this season. And there we go. There we go. So we managed to get that issue fixed. But hopefully we get the party issue fixed as well. Wait and see what happens. So let's just recap. Path, Nilsson, Sasha, Jazziello, Masterplane, Penku, Lopez, Sack, Mon, Remixo, Ollie, Erdka, Ledger, JBL, Hurricane, all through to Q2. And those that got knocked out were Tamer, Danny, Minea, Jaleb, and Anderson. Now this is where strategy is going to come into play. Who's going to start on what tyres? Slowest 5 again. And if you make it into the top 10, the tyres you set your fastest lap on will be the tyres that you start the race on. And we've got the 2 house drivers that'll be first out. First out onto the track. I would assume they're probably going to be giving each other a tow, which should work in their favour and get them comfortably through into Q3 for the top 10 shootout. This could prove to be advantageous for Sack. Yeah, I can hear you. It's just a case of whether the stream will be picking it up or not. Because it is saying on my end that the party is being broadcast. And Sack with a 109.178 puts him fastest at the moment. Sasha, his teammate, 109.507. And the Ferrari's got a tow as well. Mon gave Ollie a tow, and that could be advantageous. It is a 109.832. Hurricane with a 110.423. Ledger with a 110.011. Let's see what the boss can do. And he gets a 109.936. That was Mon, Ollie's teammate, across the line with a 109.890. Which puts him fourth. And Master playing on softs with a 109.326. That should comfortably see him through into Q3. But it will leave him at somewhat of a disadvantage. And Fiend in the stream chat saying, surprisingly difficult track. Let's hope no one gets disqualified from too many penalties. And Penku's invalidated his lap. As it stands, it's Hurricane and I was about to say Jazz is in the drop zone, but he's just shot straight up to second with a 109.206. So it's Ledger, Hurricane, Remixo, JBL, and Penku that are all in the drop zone. JBL comes across the line. What's his time going to be? Still in the drop zone. So it's Ledger, Remixo, JBL, Hurricane, and Penku that are in the drop zone. And wow, Lopez, the boss, has just set the fastest lap of qualifying, well, of Q2 so far, with a 108.978. Not very often we see him that far up the grid. He must have found some pace recently. We've got Penku on an outlap. And oh, there's Path storming to the top with a 108.499. Absolute barnstormer of a lap there. That'll comfortably see him through. Nilsson should be comfortably through as well. And it looks like it's a 50-50 split as far as who's starting on what tyres in the top 10. Because you've got Path, Lopez, Masterplane and Erdika starting on softs. And everyone else in the top 10 start. And Penku all the way to second with a 108.749. I would imagine Penku will be very happy with that. You've got Ollie, Ledger, JBL, Remixo, and Ryan. Ryan Hurricane all in danger of being eliminated. So they're in the drop zone right now. Sasha's in danger of elimination. And so is Erdika. Philip Nilsson's in the pits. That's cause for concern. He's down to 9th. That's cause for concern. And Nilsson could be out of Q2 here. This could be a shocker. And Ollie's getting faster. He only needs another 10th or so. And Ledger in 10th right now. That makes up some time for that session. Oh, Ollie's invalidated. He's out. Ollie's invalidated his lap. That is brutal. So it's Sasha, Ollie, JBL, Rem, and Hurricane all out. And it's Ledger, Nilsson, Masterplane, Jazz, Sack, Erdika, Mon, Lopez, Penku, and Path that are all through. It will be Sack, Jazz, and Nilsson all starting on mediums. Everyone else in the top 10 will be starting on softs. I'm going to try and fix this party issue, so bear with me, folks.